House of Silk presents the first birthday bash and the hidden closing down party on Saturday the 25th of January at Hidden in Vauxhall. For limited early bird tickets, £8, resident advisor only, or call 07940 351 138 or BB pin 2616 FF31. That's the House of Silk, first birthday bash and hidden closing down party.
I've been spending some time lately working on a pirate radio documentary which is coming out further into the new year, and I happened to be scanning around the FM dial over the weekend and came across a signal on 87.7. Pirate radio in the Manchester area has been pretty much dead since the 2000s, with the exception of one or two of the old regulars from time to time, or just people experimenting. It's always good to monitor 108 MHz and 87.5 to 87.7 MHz, as they're the most commonly used pirate frequencies nowadays due to the congestion on the FM band by commercial and independent local radio stations. I heard a reggae station in the West Manchester area last year for a short while over one of the bank holiday weekends, which is another common time for temporary pirate radio stations to pop up. The station I heard at the weekend started transmitting on the Friday or the Saturday before Christmas and stayed on for quite a while. I received it first in the Stockport area of Greater Manchester and drove down to Wythenshawe and picked up its strong signal all the way down the M60. On the Sunday I drove to the Swinton area of Manchester and picked the station up clearly, and then on the Monday before Christmas I drove through Poynton and Adlington in Cheshire and was still picking it up. Other listeners got in touch and informed me that they were hearing it in Stretton near Warrington, Denton and Gorton to the east of Manchester, as well as Stockport and Wythenshawe, the same as I was. So I listened to bits of the DJ talking on there, and after a bit of digging I found out that it was broadcasting what appears to be old recordings from around 2015 of a London DJ known as DJ S, which features house music interspersed with advertisements for House of Silk's birthday party event. The transmission quality wasn't great and the audio was really quite low and the bass really overdriven, but the transmitter stayed on without interruption for a number of days, so seemed to be working well. Signal coverage around the city was really good with very few dead spots, which implies that the transmitter was running reasonably high power and the antenna was relatively high up. I did a little bit of directional bearing work on the station from 3 locations on my travels before Christmas and pinpointed a rough transmission location to the Salford or Hume area of Manchester, which would explain the good signal coverage around the M60 circle. And Hume, of course, is well known for pirate radio stations during the 1990s and 2000s. Then, around the Wednesday evening before Christmas, the audio ended. This may have been because the station was unattended and the streams it was broadcasting had ended without the person responsible knowing. After the audio ended, the transmitter continued to broadcast a blank carrier with a buzz for a number of days before cutting out. I'm not sure if this was a technical fault or intended, but the station hasn't reappeared at all since then, meaning I couldn't do any more directional investigation work. Although against the law, it was really nice to hear a pirate radio station pop up in the area. They're still reasonably common in London and the surrounding areas, but in Manchester they're very scarce these days. It may have just been somebody using a cheap PLL transmitter for their own amusement without knowing just how far across the city they were reaching, or an intentional attempt at launching a pirate radio station. Either way, it drums up for me, and I'm sure many others, the mysterious nostalgia of the game of cat and mouse that pirates played with the DTI and the Radio Communications Agency every time they went on air. So, if you heard the station on the air, then please let me know where you heard it from and what sort of signal you were getting from it. If you were responsible perhaps or know who was involved, then please drop us a message, it'd be really interesting to know. And all that's left to say is 7-3. Thanks very much for watching, we'll catch you in the next one. Cheers.
The House of Silk presents the first birthday bash and the hidden closing down party on Saturday the 25th of January at Hidden in Vauxhall. For limited early bird tickets, £8, resident advisor only, or call 07940 351 138.